Welcome to Open Webinar Series. Open Webinar Series is an initiative of the eTeacher Plus for Pakistan program that provides professional development opportunities to English language teachers and learners across the country. The program is fully funded by the Regional English Language Office at the US Embassy Islamabad. It provides, professional development opportunities in terms of global online courses, massive open online courses, webinar series, and then engaging the alumni into many productive alumni engagement activities. If you wish to stay updated about the eTeacher programming in Pakistan, please follow Relo Pakistan on Facebook. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, or you can gain more insight about the components of the eTeacher program on evolution.com.pk/eteacher. Today, as a part of eTeacher Pakistan Webinar 3.8, we will be exploring a digital tool named as Socrative. To present on this, we have Muhammad Arsalan Siddiqui, who is a lecturer and ELT trainer at Hamdard University. He has an experience of over 16 years in working in the English language teaching capacity. His major associations has been Dow University, Ikra University, and Benazir Bhutto University, Liari. He has also been working with Pakistan American Cultural Center, PACC, as an IELTS instructor and ELP programs coordinator. In addition to that, he has MPhil in English that he did in 2018. He has done his MA in English language teaching and MA literature as well. His expertise are in professional development, teacher training, literature, grammar, and English language teaching for communication. He is an alumnus of the eTeacher program and has completed professional development for teacher trainer course from Arizona State University, which was sponsored by Relo Pakistan. So today, Arsalan is going to be sharing about Socrative, that how you can use it in your ELT classroom, how you can monitor the progress, how you can give quizzes to your students, and how you can take productive feedback on your online lessons. So we are very much excited for learning more about Socrative. All over to you, Arsalan.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you so very much. Thank you, Relo Pakistan, for giving me this amazing opportunity to share my knowledge and my skills with other English language teachers and the community. I hope that my topic, adding digital tools to transform ELT classroom, particularly focusing on Socrative, will help my colleagues and the peers and my teachers a lot. And after having AE teachers professional development course, I found out a big difference in my learning and cascading. So without consuming more time, I'll move to the tool that I want you to be equipped with. That's Socrative. Socrative is basically a digital internet tool in which teachers can do many things. You can see the interface of Socrative that is available on internet, and even on your cell phones there is an application. So when you click on Socrative on Google, you will find two kinds of tabs. One is Socrative student and other is Socrative teacher. So we have to select Socrative teacher and we have to attain an account where you can see that the account login and contact slide is here. If you don't have the account, so you have to sign up for that. All you need is an email ID. Obviously you should have your email ID so that you can attain the account here. What Socrative has to say about quiz grade at the speed of learning, and immediate feedback is a vital part of learning process. Socrative gives you just that for the classroom office, an efficient way to monitor your evaluate learning that saves your time for educators while delivering fun and engaging interactions for learners. Socrative.com. And how important is for ELT to be engaging in online activity, engaging students in online activity. So technology assures fundamental structures changes that can be integral, achieving significant improvement in productivity. That's the US department. So say then another very important research in 2011 and 2003. These are the part of, let me come to the gist of these research. It's a teacher need to make better sense and how to use and maximize technology literacy development in their classroom and teachers education program. Similarly, the availability of information technology and communication technology, ICT, in educational setting offers the chance to reconceptualize the second and foreign language classroom. So you can see that how important it is through the research to be able to deliver our lecture both manually, physically, and as well as on online. And after 2020 pandemic and the lockdown and online, the massive shift of classes from face-to-face to online classes or virtual classes, we need to have uh, certain skills and certain equipment. So why Socrative? Number one, the biggest reason is that since we living in a third world country or the country which is progressive, obviously our teachers are need to be cost effective. We cannot afford to have many accounts or many subscriptions that maybe are difficult for or heavy on our pocket. So Socrative is free. We can see that Socrative is free. It is easily accessible, not only with the only phone, on laptop and computer. It is easily accessible, user-friendly, safe, laid-back interface. Your data cannot go anywhere. The interface is very friendly, engaging. You can engage students. I'll tell you what activities we can do, connective and gadget approachable, as I have already mentioned here. So you can even download an app. How to attend an account? So you can see on this account, it's here. So here we have Socrative.com, teachers. This is the interface. We can sign up. And when we sign up for this account, we will have this. So we can have three: Socrative Pro, Socrative Pro, it's higher education corporate purpose. That's costly. And but what we need to do is to sign up for the free ones, in which we can have 50 students per room, one public room for your class, launch one activity at one time. One is more than enough. So you can have 2 or 3 different accounts if you want to, space race and on the fly questioning. So these features you can avail with that. Okay, let me take you to the website of Socrative. This is the website. If you have an account, if you already have an account, so it's here. Here, you can see login. I hope you can see on the screen, on the left side of the screen, right side of the screen. But if you don't have an account, so you have to sign up for that. And these are the two applications on Apple, Google Chrome, Google Play. You can find teachers, the orange one, and the student, the blue one. So you can ask a student to download. It's not very heavy app, so they can always access your account or anybody's account here. So if you want to attend an account, you have to use, and this window will appear. Profile, your name will be required, your first name, last name, email, confirm email, and then password. Then click next. They will ask you for demography, Pakistan, and you have to agree to the term. And these detail if you are working for the university and the organization name and your role. And finally, they will ask you whether you want a Socrative Pro account or Socrative Free. So Socrative Pro is basically, uh, payable account where you have to pay. And Socrative Free is free of cost, so you don't have to pay for it. So it is wise to go for the free ones. And what activities we can do on Socrative. So I will get you to the Socrative website, but before that, let's see what tools are there in your pocket. So the features we have of Socrative, Q&A, question and answer. You can develop quizzes, question and answers, and simple question and answers, short answered questions, and MCQs, and simple quizzes, true and false. Surveys. Survey I found one of the most interesting applications, because through that we can conduct different surveys or even during the online class, where you can take students to the Socrative and then ask them to be the part of different surveys. And even if you are not taking a class, after the class 24 hours you can have the survey on, and people can participate on their flexible timing or available timing. Then we have quizzes. Then we have exit ticket. Exit ticket is my favorite feature, because you know that how important it is to take students feedback and their satisfaction. So after every session, instead of giving them whole forms and engaging them to write anything, or take ask them to conduct a survey, or click on a survey, within that activity, after the activity ends, you can click on exit ticket and ask students to answer 2 or 3 questions, which will help you understand, and which will obviously clear the picture whether the students were happy with the class today or not, and that data gets saved. So after every session you can have the documented data of student feedback. Question bank, it's not only that you will always be using it in the classes, you can even create your question banks, and you can use it for multiple times and for multiple purposes as well. Importable question queue bank. So not only you have to make, all the time you have to make questions or question banks, you can ask your teachers who already has some a Socrative account. They will give you the code, and you can, through that code you can export questions and import questions. Similarly, you can also share your codes, and teachers and others can export your quizzes, import your quizzes. Another thing that I would like to mention here, that sharing is caring, it's not only a slogan, it's basically workable now, and it's highly needed, because in pandemic it is not quite smart to be working on the same thing and when somebody has already worked on it. So instead of engaging yourself in this activity and recreating something which has already been created, you need to be smart and ask teachers to give their quizzes, and you can share yours. So 2 and 2 can make 4. Space race is another gaming activity which you can avail. What we can do, we can take quizzes, we can conduct surveys, we can take feedback, we can take polls, we can ask for responses, need analysis, and professional development. It was vitally important, or it was required to have need analysis before any workshop we have. Play games. This is the interface or internal interface. Now I'll get you to Socrative account, how to log in after you have made your account, and how to start your activities. So this is where we are. This is called the Socrative account. I will click on login because I already have an account. So I'll go for the teacher login, not the student login. It's here. I need my email ID, and it's already here. And password is here. Sign in. Now, in the first phase, I'll teach you how to make quiz, and then I'll tell you how to launch that quiz. So you can see the features you can avail: quiz, space race, exit ticket. Space race is a game, and 3 different kinds of questions you can create. So I hope you can see here, launch, when you need to launch the activity, when you want people to be the part of your activity, and that's your room, and this is your room name. The room name is highly required. It must be with the student. So when you are taking classes on Quizlet, Padlet, and other like web classrooms, Google Meet, uh, Microsoft Team, or Zoom. So first you need to share your room name so that students can get into your room with the help of your room name. They need nothing except your room name and their own name. As soon as they add correct room name in student login, and it will be asking for their name, and then they may enter the activity that you have launched. But instead of now, second is quiz, then we have rooms, reports, and results. We can develop reports. We cannot have room option because we are allowed to have one room. But reports, yes, it will be one of the icing on cake when you at the end, when I tell you that what reports are. So we'll go for the quiz. I already have made many quizzes here, but if I want to make another quiz, I'll go for add quiz. It's here. I hope you can see. Create a new one, and it's here. They want a title, for example, ELT ELT issues. So I want to create ELT issues and keep the sharing on, enable, and this is the code somebody else requires from you to get this quest, to get this quiz imported. Add a question. I started. First of all, what kind of questions I want? For example, do I want MCQs? Do I multiple choice? Do I want true and false? Do I want short answer questions? So first, MCQs. Often face problems with. Now here are the options: vocabulary teaching, grammar, classroom management. Listening. For example, you think that you might have given them the text, or you might have given them certain activity. On the basis of that activity, you want to conduct a quiz, and classroom management is the right answer. So you'll click on classroom management. If you want to add some answer, you can add 1, 2, 3, many options, as many as you want. But and if you want to reduce it, you can choose, have the card. So here it's safe. Now I want to add one more question. I still have chance to have variety of question within one quiz. So now I have true and false, language, so taught as global language. Now the answer is true, obviously. Save. And then we have short answer question. By E. Save. You have to write the answers. What is the option? That's the correct answer. Students will have to write. Now don't forget to save and exit. Now you have save and exit. Now you want people to have this quiz. You want them to be the part of this quiz. So you have to go to the lounge. In lounge, they ask you whether you want to launch a quiz or you want to launch what? The space race, or you want to launch the exit ticket. So I'll go for the quiz. Okay, I have my quizzes here. Which one do I want? Which one is required? So whatever you required, you can go for example, ELT issues. I will scroll down. It says next. Next. I want instant feedback. These two options you can use: teacher based or instant feedback. In instant feedback, students will have certain time, and as soon as you don't end the quiz, you can give them time. And teacher based, the question base is in your hand. When you click next, the question changes. It won't be back. So in instant feedback, it's better to use instant feedback because you can have many options. Like you can shuffle the question and you can also shuffle the options of the answers as well. So in MCQs, you need it. And if you want your students to see the feedback, you can see the feedback. If you want them to show the final score, they can have the final score, and then you start. Now this screen comes. This is with you, and a student will have question on their telephones, on their mobile phones, on their screens, the computer and laptop where they are through which they are logged in. So what you can do when students enter this, their names will appear here. Okay, their names will appear here. For example, if they will enter through student login. So and their progress will be seen here, and you can see that you can see their names, and you can also share this screen with them because the answers are not visible. So you can share this screen on Zoom or even on the projector of your classroom, and that will be helpful to you. When students are done, or when you, for example, you've given them 30 minutes, after 30 minutes, when you log finish, it will ask you, are you sure you want to end the activity? As soon as you click OK, the questions will disappear from students increase, the students screens, and now you will have the everything here that what students have done. In this way, you can click. How do we do it? So how many students have answered, how many students have answered wrong, right, and next you can show even the performance, the progress of the student. And you want a result, so you can find out, you can export the result. Result can be exported in two different methods. Either you can have the complete Excel sheet where the student answers, names and their questions and their score is there. You can also find out individual students PDF. So the PDF is also there, so you can hand in the copy, you can email those copies. Result summary PDF. Okay, answer key PDF. I would rather have these first two. You can download it and you can email. So both options are there. If you click on email, it will be emailed to you automatically. If you download it, it will be downloaded here like this on the screen. So this is what the Socrative. Now, if I go back to the lounge, there is one more exit ticket. I want to show you the question. At the end of every class, I usually engage my students in exit ticket when they are already in the room. So the first question, how well did you understand today's material? It's an automated question. What did you learn in today's class? They will write their feedback. So you can have the answers. And the last is please answer the teacher's question. I often orally announce the question and then students write the answers. And a student also, I either write it in chat if I'm taking an online class, and if I'm taking the class face to face, it's F2F class, then I orally ask any one question I make up in my mind which helps me improve my second lecture. Like for example, what is something that you would like to change about this class, this session? What is something that you would like to add? So students feedback comes and I save it with me, I don't share it, and then similarly I finish it and I go back. Okay. Okay. So this is what, now in quiz, one more option is left. If you don't want to create a quiz, it's obviously, difficult and it's time taking task. You can import quiz. How do you import it? You click on import. You have to look for either through Google or sometimes you ask your teachers, peers who already have certain accounts, ask them that if you have any quiz on adjectives, so can you give me the code? So they will give you the code, but they have to keep uh, those open as well, enable as well. Like I have the quiz here, and I let the I have. I will go back to here and I'll copy this kind of code SOC import. Now see, English for medical students. This is I have. I never had it and I took it from my friend. So I can even launch it. This is the and I can added anything I want. So there are 10 questions on it. Similarly, in a space race, you need to have more than 6 students. Then you create a space race here. English for what kind of space race? You launch it like, okay, shuffle questions. Okay, student choice, auto assign. Student choice, auto assign. You can use bear, rocket, or anything, any sign, unicorn. Number of teams. How many teams you want? Three. So go future, and you shuffle the answer. Show the final score. Now the screen you will have here appear this something like that. There, these are the three teams, and your student two will be paired, and they have to work in pairs. So this will spark a group activity. It will engage them. And as soon as they answer, one thing is very interesting about this activity, that if any of the group member gives the wrong answer or click on the wrong answer on the screen, so they will go back to zero. So this is a race. It's a kind of a race. You must have seen in different malls. There is this. There are certain games in which your team is running, but if you make a mistake, you start from the zero. So this is also one of the features that you can avail to bring variety to your classes. And Socrative is free, and it is helpful. It is interesting as well. And it is teacher friendly. So you don't have to do a lot of things to get to Socrative thing, and you will enjoy yourself doing that. And now let's get back here. This is what I have already talked about. When you want to create a quiz, you want to launch the quiz, instant feedback. In teacher pace, you have the pace for the question. Like you have 1 minute, you say you have 1 minute to answer this question, but everybody will have the same question. The drawback is this. And then this is the screen. I often share it by a student on projector so that they know what they are doing. Even in this way, you can keep a check on that. Somebody is too slow to answer, so keep telling them that I know that you have already answered. You've only answered 2 questions out of 10, and the rest of them are reaching 7th and 6th. So please make it fast. Keep answering. And finally, what ELT activities teachers can do on Socrative. So the features are fewer, but you can creatively utilize it. For example, reading comprehensions, I share reading comprehension on their screens, and I share questions, only questions through them. You can use picture as well. In Socrative, there's an option on the side, if you've seen, that there's an option called picture. You can click and you can add picture as well. So through the maps, through picture, you can add things as well. Pictorial quiz, survey during the class, survey after the class, opinion seeking, opinion sharing. Uh, when I was conducting a professional development workshop, and once I asked teachers that what activities they would like to see in their classes. So there were almost 40 teachers. So I did not give them this, I did not orally ask them, and I did not ask them to write it on their copies. I instead opened Socrative, I launched a Socrative short answered question in which every teacher will have question that what is your favorite warm-up activity. So every teacher answers. So I will have on my screen 40 activities for warm-up. Then what should be the activity when students are doing, they are reading drama in the class or play in the class. So they answered in a short, they wrote their opinion that this is how I will do. Screencasting, project on the screencasting, which has been most popular these days, group activity, discussion, idea sharing, brainstorming. Three types of and the features that I saved, I have it can be obtained in a form of PDF and MS Excel. Many times teachers ask me that, sir, how Socrative is handy when we have classes in remote areas. Like when I went to Larry, not every child has their cell phone, or they don't have any screens. So I said that it's my data bank, and I sometimes download that data, that question bank in PDF form, and I print it and I get it copied. So I already have the printed form. I don't have to make questions, save it on Word file. So I always have things. So this is something additional. uh, the bank are editable, they can always be changeable, they can be emailed, they're quick, no hassle for checking and marking. This is something that in this era of fast growing teaching, fast paced teaching, you don't have to mark even the quizzes. The answers are checked, the keywords are there, the correct options are there, more correct options are there. So they are auto checked and student can be given there. It's time bound. You can use time bound activities, and question and options both can be shuffled. What may be the possible challenges? I'll come to the point. Possible challenges: timeout, room name is entered wrongly, so make sure that room name must be in capital letter, and you share it well. You share the right spelling, so student will not have any chance to complain about it. Student not having their own phones and tablet, uh, it happens that not all students have it. So you can pair and then ask them in English language classes and in other classes, you can ask them to use this and share because they want to use their phone. They like to use cell phones, and even if they don't have it, show it on the screen, on computer screen, on projector screen, that this is the question, now answer, write answers on your copy. So in this way, you will always have these are my uh, references, where the articles, the opinions that I've taken from, and I hope that it must be very useful to you. Or keep using Socrative login, Socrative Teacher, and download an app, Socrative Teacher, on your phone. So you will always have, wherever you are, you don't need even this laptop or computer. You will always have an access to your Socrative, and you can let it open even after the class. Like I often open activities in which I want students' subjective feedback for 24 hours. I keep it open. Even if I'm not logged in, I need to be logged in, but I don't have to use it all the time. So after 24 hours, when I get home, I check if the students' answers have been submitted. They are there. So I lock the room, I finish the activity, and then I download it. Thank you so very much. I hope that you enjoyed this Socrative app, and I hope this will be handy to you. And when you use it in your classes, this will be user friendly and as well as exciting for students as well.
Thank you so much, Arsalan, for your productive session. We surely learned about Socrative and its features. If you have comments, questions, and or suggestions, please feel free to write us on eteacher@evolution.com.pk. We wish you happy teaching and happy learning.